Alright, it's the February 2023 Power Rankings. Let's get to it. What happened this fine month? My birthday happened, but aside from that, we had two different GBs. We had a chat tournament and much of another one. I'll give some credit for it. Survivor number 2 began, as did Clan League and the Fun Chaos tournament, also CBC stuff. I don't think we're that far into any of these. I'm going to hold off assigning them value yet. Hopefully they come in strong next month, or some of them will probably hit in April. But I would suspect most of that will be stuff for March. And we're really deep in Zidane, and obviously an SE is going to get priority over other events, though Clan League is very high value as well. So, okay, let's look at our top 10. 10th, Midas. Made finals of a 16-player chat tournament. I was tempted to put Smokes or Vid here for their quarterfinals or better finishes in Zidane, but neither did anything else. Maybe I should have, because I obviously value a quarterfinals there significantly more than a chat tournament finals, but they can still get credit in other months, and I'd also have had to pick which one to put there, and neither of them played much else. Maybe we'll change this to one of them at some point, or maybe we'll boot both Midas and the 9th place finisher. But that said, finals in a tough tournament, had a good match in the finals. I think he played well. I also want to shout out Nemesis Divina here, because I couldn't find a way to sneak him in, but he scored 112 in a GB, and it only came 4th. But in a GB 45, it would have come 2nd and just a point off winning. This is a very, very high score, and I would have liked to get it on the list. In 9th, we have Reaymanator. This is his debut on the rankings. Hopefully he will never return. But he did get 2 top 4 finishes, and that's enough, you know. If you get 2 good results, that will usually sneak you in over people with 1 result, even if that result is better than either of the 2. In 8th, we have Turdz, who got just a runner-up this month, but the runner-up had a huge score in it, 116, and this is Turdz' 14th consecutive month making the power rankings. I've been doing this for 17 months in the return, and I believe Turdz has made 16 of the 17 months and is now on a 14 straight streak. How many players, I wonder, have made a year straight? I bet it's only 2. In 7th, we have Celdur, winner of GB 45. You could argue between this and Turdz, because Celdur wins a GB with 113. Turdz comes tied 2nd, 3rd with an 116. Which way do you want to go on that? You could say, well, Turdz did better. He scored 116. You could say Celdur won an event. He did better. I'm, in general, tempted to lean with, the better score is the better result. But I had 2 thoughts. One is, the GB where Turdz scored really high, a lot of players scored really high, and it might have been a rule set that was conducive to it being easier in some sense to get a higher score. I should have looked at what the rule set was. But there might have been some feature that led to so many really extraordinary scores, in which case maybe they're a little less impressive than they look, right? And the other thing is I just wanted to be lazy and give the higher place to the winner of an event. But I do think in general, if all you knew about 2 things was someone got an 116 and came 2nd and someone got an 113 and came 1st, I would in general lean that the 116 is the better result, right? Process, not result. But power rankings, I feel like, should be about results. Celdur got the result. That said, this is not to be down on Celdur. Really nice win on GB 45, and he's now made top 10 in 4 of the past 5 months, which is a very difficult achievement. And he's done it without playing that many events. He just tends to score really highly in the events he does. In 6th, we have Yevon, who wins GB 44 with a humongous 120 score. I don't know how many people are in the 120 club, but I feel like there can't be that close to 10 times that 120's been hit, and the actual number of people who've done it is likely a bit lower. So tremendous result for Yevon. Could have placed higher on that. I maybe should have ranked him higher. In 5th, we have Delial, who has 2 top 2 finishes. We don't know how he's going to finish CT 37, but he has already made the finals of that. He came 2nd in GB 45. He is also the only player to have qualified still for every single power rankings, having made 17 in a row. and having been the player of the month in January, he is currently in the lead for my player of the year race. Of course, this is not the official player of the year race, which has a vote and is more reliant on majors than my rankings, these monthly rankings are. Given that I have so much content related to performance in majors and rankings based on that, I thought for this stuff I should do kind of just the regular events, just really try to give credit to them and have it not be all about the majors. Anyhow, Deli's been great and continues to be great. Somehow 5th is like a below average finish for him, right? In 4th, we have Addy. Now, Addy is 3rd on tiebreaks in GB44, but he scored 116, the same as Turdz did, which would have been enough to win GB45 and enough to win most GBs. And he came 4th in GB45, so 2 top 4 finishes, and he's just a match away from quarterfinals in Zidane. So unlike the 2 people that have made quarterfinals that didn't make my top 10, I thought this is, close to a quarterfinals in a, tough format to keep winning games when you enter loser's bracket, and also combine it with 2 other really good results, especially that 3rd. This is his 3rd straight top 10, his 2nd top 4 finish in a row. He's currently 2nd in my player of the year race. Really strong start to the year for Addy. It'll be interesting if he can keep it up. In the first month, he was really good in open. In this month, he gets here entirely on closed showings, which is more what his standard, dominance has been in. All these results are closed. But I also have a lot of faith in his open ability right now, and he can be a threat in either type of event. It is entirely possible that we have someone who's gonna... last year we had 3 really top performers year-round. I'll talk about them again in a moment, but Akiyama, Delial, and Turdz in alphabetical order were just clearly the month in, month out, the 3 best performers. There were some other players who played less and were really successful in minimal performances. There were other players who played a lot and were really good, but not quite at their level. Think, Piggyman didn't play a ton, but played comparably well to them, I think. Yevon played a lot and played really well, but they were even better, right? But Addy could potentially be someone to break into that trio, and that would be really fun to see. Hopefully he plays terribly for Brotherhood of Seed, though, because can't have them getting more good players. In 3rd, we have Akiyama, who wins Chat Tournament 36. He is still in Zidane. He is 2 matches away from the icon, but he's still in it. And I think the winning CT36, a 16-player field, I tend to give more credit for CT wins than for GB wins. I think this got him here, but you could certainly argue I should move him down a slot or 2. That said, really strong month, and he got the highest score of our big 3 this month. And I think he moves into 3rd for the Player of the Year rankings. Though we'll get to that. In 2nd, we have Debonair, right? We haven't talked that much about Zidane, though we've given credit to some people still alive. But if you're in winners finals, you have a great shot at winning the event. Obviously, if there was a single elimination tournament, and you just assume everyone's equal strength, which is not a true assumption, but let's pretend it, then Kaus would be 50% to win Zidane being in the finals. As is, he should be, assuming everyone left is pretty similar in strength, you would guess him at about 43.75%, I think. So still quite close to the 50%. Because basically, I'll try not to take too long on this, because math is boring for a lot of people, but he's 50% to win winners finals. If he does, he gets 2 shots to win grand finals, so he'd have to lose 2 in a row. The odds of him losing 2 in a row is 25%. So 75% of the 50% he makes it to grand finals, he is winning it. And 0.5 times 0.75 is 0.375. So 37.5% of the time he just wins the tournament. However, if he loses in winners finals, 50% to happen. And then he wins losers finals, 50% to happen. 50 times 50 is 25%. And then he has to win twice more in grand finals. So you have to have that again. Half of 25 is 12.5. Half of 12.5 is 6.25. So he has 6.25% to win the tournament on the path where he loses the next round. So his total is 37.5 plus 6.25, and that's 43.75% to win the tournament. The same odds for Zoom, his opponent in winners finals, and the rest of the field has a combined 12.5% chance to win the tournament. This is, again, assuming equal strength. If you think Kaus is, for instance, unbeatable, obviously you'd have his odds way higher. If you look at the other players and are like, Vid is, the best at this format, you could certainly say his odds are higher than that would suggest. But assuming similar strength of players, that's what you'd get. And so making winners finals is a fantastic spot to be in. And every round further you can make it in the winner's bracket. You do still have a chance if you lose. Obviously, a loser's bracket is, if you're going to lose a game, you'd rather have a tournament with a loser's bracket than not. But this is, being still in winner's bracket is really strong. And it would be incredibly cool if Kaus won a tournament full 20 years later from him winning the first TTA tournament ever, Triad Wars 1 in 2003. So huge congrats to Kaus for doing this, and it just seems like he's playing great. And our first placer, our winner, is Zoom. Zoom is in winners finals of Zidane. He has, I think, always been a great closed player. I made a video forever ago about a closed match I had against him where I just think he whomped me. I think he's a tremendous closed player, has some interesting habits there that I talked about in that video. He's never placed higher than 5th before, though he's made a number of these lists, but he rockets to the number 1 spot. Not only does he have the Zidane run, where he's in winners finals, giving him the same 43.75% that Kaus has, and that's if you assume everyone's equal strength. If you assume Zoom is both in winners finals and is the best closed player, you can get significantly higher odds that he wins the event than that. Though in single elimination, right, in best of one, it's double elimination, but in best of 1 rather than best of 3, all odds move towards 50%, right? It's easier for it to go either way. But not only did he do that, he also has a nice semifinalist run in a difficult chat tournament field, and that is enough to move him into first place. So congrats to Zoom. First time he's been top 4, and the first time he's been first. So our Player of the Year top 5 race, this includes 6 people, but we have a tie for 5th. We have Delial at 21 points. Note, this is not the official Player of the Year race. We have Addy in 2nd at 18, Akiyama at 16, Zoom at 15, Kausen was up at 12. If you're wondering where Turdz is, he is next with 11 points. Is there anything else to say here? Oh yeah, the scoring on this I might have said in the past, but it's if you're a player of the month, you get 15 points. Zoom has 15 because he won a player of the month. Second place gets 12. Both Kaus and Was Up have won second place, so have a 12. Third place is 10, fourth place is 8, and 5th through 10th are 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, respectively, for each. So, for instance, Addy has a 3rd and a 4th this year, so that's a 10 and an 8, and that's how he gets to 18. And we'll keep updated on this, this is our current leaderboard for it. There's a good chance Zoom stays very high because he will probably get more credit for this next month, as will Kaus. I don't expect Kaus to keep playing a lot of events, so I wouldn't expect him to be in contention at the end of the year, but he's going to be scoring pretty well for a bit here. And Akiyama and Delial are, of course, huge threats always, and tremendous showing from Addy. Coming into this year, if you asked me, is someone going to break up that very clear top 3 of Akiyama, Delial, and Turdz, I would have guessed no. Because I think players that are as good as they are, like Seto, is just never going to play enough events to compete with them on something that requires both playing a lot and playing really well. And so it'll be really fun to see if Addy can keep this up. Really hard to do. I think that's all we got this month. Cheers.